Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Ha! The closest I've come to my match is when I linger over long while lighting my pipe.
Oh, careful now. Your head's grown more swollen than Saffron's, I dare say.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself?
Watch out! I smell... Whoa, the fierce stench of frightened source goblin.
Actually, I think that's only roast pig.
Ah, yes. Yes, of course. This time.
Ah, hello. I suppose you're here to viciously interrogate. I am the Duke of Ferrell. Though I suppose my name is in the mouths of enough ruthless gossipers that you've heard of me by now. It's very tragic news. I won't posture and say that the Chancellor and I were anything near allies, but I truly never wished the man harm.
Careful, comrade. I think I sense a sorcerer in yonder shadows. Ask away, my friend. Ask more than I'd hoped, comrade. There's Mayor Set, and on top of it all, the feline menace. Now, don't get me wrong, but from what I've heard, I suspect fella seemed a loose-lipped hardly the You mean you don't? It's no coincidence. The way back when. Don't let the name fool you. In the days of old. By now, it's been centuries since anything more dangerous than a bat.
The closest I've come to my match is when I linger over long while lighting my pipe.
Oh, careful now. Your head's grown more swollen than Saffron's, I dare say.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Ambush?
Defeated by Alistair the Great.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend. Ah, what have we here? A source hunter, is it? Well, my day just became rather more tall as an elf, strong as an orc, but your face, and my word, what passion burns from your eyes. Please forgive my being forward. I am Anna. Jewel in the... I've cut 1,000 throats. And when the day comes that I die, I contain multitudes, you see. But then, Source Hunter, you wandered. That I have. For nearly a lifetime, it seems. I believe I have found. Yes, you must join the fabulous... So you've joined up. I can finally offer you our finest adventuring equipment. Well, you must be thrilled to find yourself a member of a team so widely renowned for its valor and skill. And you must be even more curious about how you yourself can suit up to face such enemies as a member of the Ah, darling, that was so long ago now. Well, you are a member of the eminent Fabulous Five, after all. I hear you've been tasked with taking out that crazed robot in the northern cave. I'm sure you'd like to equip yourself with the finest possible accoutrement, wouldn't you? Come, I have...
Sorry, I've run out of signed handkerchiefs. An Alistair keyring, maybe. In any case, make it quick. You're not the only fan who wants some of my time. What do you mean, not familiar? You expect me to believe? Why? I'm only the most famous wizard this side of... And don't forget, I'm the most eminent member of the Fabulous Five to boot. Surely, well, you're far from my caliber, but who isn't? It's good you'll be dealing with Ahu's little abomination, will you? I'd go myself, but I'd fear I'd end the fight before anyone else got in there. If I don't leave a few crumbs for the newbies once, those nasty beasts are hardly worth my time. Though I suppose I'll step in if none of the recruits...
Pointless chatter with strangers does so thrill. How curious of you to show interest in a lonesome stranger at the bar. Let me answer by saying that who I am is hardly any of your business. And anyone with an ounce, so you've wrangled a position in the Fabulous... You've been sent after Ahu's insane robot.
Hearty welcome to the King Crab Inn, and a pleasure to have you. You look like you could use a round-up. The name's Ivad. Pleased to... All you see before you... Well, between you and me... Pfft, mind if we keep our voices down over that sensitive subject? That room where it happened, it was rented to a certain woman. Though she came heavily cloaked, but paid the full sum in advance. I saw one other figure go into the room that night. Someone tall, built broad like a man, but shrouded the same as she. Again, standard practice for Mrs. Counselor and Irvis. I was startled awake by a horrendous hubbub shortly after midnight. I jumped up and grabbed me grandpappy's machete, but by the time I burst into that room, it was horribly... Whoever done it has escaped through the window. But I saw nary a soul when I looked at Councillor Jake, that poor man. I knew too much about Esmeralda's longest-standing lover has the audacity to remain lodged at this very inn, you know? He's called the Duke of Ferrol. A high title for a low man.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
Fortune? Ah, he usually is unlucky.
Soon the last will be beaten. Beaten like the anvil of Grog, the torturer. All hail, Grog! All hail his hot stone.
Ah, you have come. Yes, that is most satisfactory. Begone, brittle mask of age. My name is Eglandir Twil Selanar, elf of the House of Gandavum. The game, yes! A game of blood and... The elves of Gandavum, they lived in peace. Oh, all undone. Every last one of them.
I may be frail, a withered grey. I have tracked her down by the curse of the spine spear I have. She does not know her ill-shapen sun is setting fast. Color the dusk red. Yes, Victoria. The orcs of Gazuldaga. They knew my name. Her name is that of a woman. Her employment that of a civilized being. Victoria. Librarian. Daughter. Adopted child of...
That was quite the radical change we witnessed. I never would have thought that the benign old man we met outside would turn out to be a vengeance-driven aficionado of assassins.
My soul shredder. The end.
He is as much a savage as those orcs. And how is Victoria guilty of her tribe's crime if she was but a beggar?
Indeed.
Move along. Move along.
Greetings, greetings. Oh, you are most welcome in my chamber. Customers rarely find me up here, but I do. That I am. I have spent. You wouldn't believe. You have seen them. A punch on, perhaps.
Soon the last will be beaten. Beaten like the anvil of Grog, the torturer. All hail, Grog!
We happen to be source hunters, actually, and we will most certainly kill you where you stand.
Sorcery is an incurable disease. If it's in your blood, all we could do is put you down.
Gods have mercy. You're a source hunter. But I never really dabbled in source.
Oh, Suruma, soul shredder. End is nigh. Death comes a-creeping for you, Victoria! Soon the last will be beaten. Beaten like the anvil of Grog, the torturer. All hail, Grog! All hail his skilled instruments. By the filed teeth of Suruma, soul shredder, the end is nigh. Death comes a-creeping for you, Victoria!
The hunters go a-stalking in the night.
By the needles of the million bleeder, they'll end it all in blood!
The hunters go a-stalking in the night.
By the needles of the million bleeder, they'll end it all in blood! nigh. Death comes a-creeping for you, Victoria!
Greetings, greetings. Oh, you are most welcome in my chamber. That I am. I have spent more of my life. You wouldn't believe some of the things I have seen. Oh, yes. Oh, but let us not discuss. Let us browse and barter.
The end is nigh. Death comes a-creeping for you, Victoria!
How gratifying to see you return. That I am. You wouldn't believe. You have seen them, have you not? A puncheon, perhaps, yes. I have the blood of sorcerers in my veins, and between you and me, the blood of sorcerers too.
You should be more careful, madam. I am a hunter, but as luck would have it, I'm not a zealot.
And neither am I.
Gods have mercy. I talked openly about sorcery in front of a source hunter. What a fool I am. No need to worry, source hunter dearest. You'll find no sorcery here. Only honest.
Beaten like the anvil of Grog.
How gratifying to see you return. No need to worry, source hunter dear. That I am. You wouldn't believe some of the things I have seen. Oh, yes. A city besieged by the dead isn't even...
By the filed teeth of Sulumar's soul shredder, the end is nigh. Death comes a-creeping for you. Here I wait for thee. In my name, yes, yes. Your name, Victor.
Greetings, traveler. And may the What's in a name? You mean you steal your by following her instructions? And she came from... She showed us. Ah, for there. Go on the path.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the Northern Cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Greetings, Source Hunter. Stop right there until you've
Fortune? Ha! He should be so lucky as to be defeated by Alistair the Great.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane.
Welcome to the Town Hall of Sycid.
A source hunter? Me? Oh, he's always been something of a rascal. For my part, and that band of
What? Oh, it's you. Come closer, my elf. What elf? Oh, myself. I am Cecil, Mayor of Sicil, and husband of the stately Cecilia. I've been the mayor here for decades, and I'm quite eager to see Sicil through these difficult times. Oh, what? Oh, you mean Sicil? Very difficult times indeed. As though the death of Jake and by source magic, the undead have overrun all but one northern trade route. That's not to mention that at the top of this whole caboodle, and, while we're on the subject of troubles, I myself have a private matter I'd like to bring to your attention. Jake, murdered? Oh, yes. Yes, now I recall. Indeed. I could hardly believe it myself. The council and most of the townsfolk are certain Jake's wife Esmeralda is responsible. In fact, as you can imagine, I've known Esmeralda for years. That business between her and the Duke of Ferrol was always a bit, suggestive. An all-right bloke, apart from all this Esmeralda nonsense. The whole town knows the only goal of his business trips to Sicil is to spend a night or two at the King Crab Inn with Mrs. Counselor. What? The undead? Yes, for the past 2 years, those blasted skeletons have all but... So what of what now? Oh, you mean the staff of Pergamon. Yes, yes. I was expecting a shipment of weapons. Cecil proved an old fool, though. For the merchant slated to deliver it to me has just informed me that the damn thing has gone missing. I fear it may have fallen into the wrong hands, and I wonder if you could retrieve it for me. The staff itself contains a shard of an ore, highly valued for its use. His name is Conrad, captain of the Tide Splitter, a merchant ship still docked at the Sicil harbor. You can talk to him if you think it'd help. Well, I do believe that's something your parents ought to have discussed with you long ago, Source. You see, when a lady and a fellow find each other rather... Oh, this is nonsense. I'm the mayor for the seventh sake. I can't be bothered to chat all day about the birds and the bees when Sicil's under siege by orcs, undead, and cultists. That depends. What kind of berry... the library. Yes, yes, you must have a visit. It's the gem of... Marvelous!
I knew that dark-dealing old man dabbled in source. To the gallows, I say.
Meow.
What? Oh, yes. This library is the jewel in Sicil's crown. My Victoria has every volume you could possibly imagine, and she's got every speck of information about this place packed into her brilliant brain. Yes, Victoria's come a long way from that little bundle of claws and teeth I adopted so long ago. What? Oh, yes, yes. I'll be...
I need something more advanced. The Pseudo-Monarchia Demona. The first edition, too. Most promising.
Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty.
Omnes autem mali demonis quam. What? What is this? Who are you to interrupt my musings? By Naga the Protector, they have the manners of boors, these... Oh, but perhaps I spoke too soon. No. A source hunter, that is what you are. Yes, a stalker of sorcery, a chaser of charms pernicious. Why, simply because you hunt source, and I, Jehan, hunt demons. Now, I hate what I hunt, but I respect its cunning. Should I not? This is a sentiment I'm quite certain, on one condition. That on our joint travels we will...
Very well. There will be no deals with...
Agreed. Nothing good ever...
Most gratifying. I see you are firm of purpose, and thereby ready to...
Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she? The knight in see-through armor, Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom, Stentekun. Esmeralda does have a... In the name of Amun-Hor, I bid thee Tujda get a hal. I am Victoria, daughter of Mayor Cecil. Oh, I know what you're thinking. When I was very young, you see, I must have been cast out by my tribe. The fisherman who found me would have drowned me on the spot, for I am an orc after all. He raised me like I was his own. This kindest of souls taught me the language of men. Kiralizor. Oh, do pardon my language, my friend. But that is quite the startling revelation. So much sadness, so much anguish. Eglandir's tale is heartrending, though it seems that in the pursuit of retribution, he has himself become as great a ghoul as those that wronged him. Does he not see that I am now the one who is to be wronged? Why, oh why must he make me, of all gentle-minded and life-loving creatures, why must he make me the target of his imperishable hate? So, let us approach the situation with reason and ask ourselves, where do we go from here? Though, first let me say this. Ashizum bil kushum zunum. From my heart, I thank you for warning me. I thank you and I trust you. So pray, let me pose the question. What do you advise we should do? Leg Fizoda! Yes, a capital notion. Let him be brought before the law for his... It would probably be better if you rather than I informed Captain Aureus, though. He bears little goodwill toward me ever since my more savage brethren have been marauding the beaches and killing his legionnaires. Yes? Have you decided what should be done about him? My amulet? But it is Haxmagi, a sacred token that houses the presence of my ancestors. No, I cannot part with my talisman, the keepsake of my soul. Weird looking. It is sacred. What it...
That's what you get for trying.
Turjageta, friend. Hello again, adventurer. I hope you wiped those muddy boots on your way in. Me? I live alone here in town. Oh, he's always been something of a rascal. For my part, I encourage that band of... Oh, I don't... Turjageta, friend. Yes? Have you displeased? Do not press me any further. With the power of Leg Fizoda! It would probably be better if you, rather than I, informed Captain... Indeed you may. The wisdom I here hold is yours to peruse and even take with you. All I can ask is that you return the books you borrow, so that others may enjoy them too. Volume 1, Volume 2. Where's the third one gone? Sharp soul. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night. Sigurd's beard, what a find! Who placed this book here? A volume of poetry or novels? Urak! Mayhem. poetry among novels? Ruck. Mayhem. The knight in see-through armor? Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom? Stenticken. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she? Volume 1, Volume 2. But where's the third one gone? Shatsu. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night. Volume 1, Volume 2. But where's the third one gone? Shatsu. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night. Volume 1, Volume 2. But where's the third one gone? Shatsu. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night.
What? Oh, it's you! What news? Someone wants to see Victoria dead? Hear you me. You must stop that dog by any means necessary. As mayor of Sicil, Maxine? What in heaven's name are you? I spent months trying to teach that worthless hound how to fetch. And I've always been more fond of cats myself. Oh yes, the Fabulous Five. That machine Ahu built is an abomination. It must be stopped at all costs. I bet the wizard himself could provide some of that. Depends. What? Ah, the library. Yes, yes, you please yourself. Let me know if you change your mind.
Welcome to the town hall.
Well, you certainly are my hero. The rock upon which I may rest my...
Legion's greetings. I have been informed about your heroics on the beach. Were that I had been there to partake in the battle. But my duties lie here. Sworn as I am Septimus, 7th son in a household of 9, legionnaires all. So fair a lady I have seldom seen in all of River. Steadfast will I guard her. Never. Jake's murder is, in a word, a tragedy. He was well loved in all of Sicil. The Council of Seven, and what questions are those? The Sicilians used to say this was a chosen place, favored by the higher powers. But they don't even mention those rotten carcasses to me. They're the reason we've been stuck in this dead-end town for nigh on 2 bloody years. Oh, fun.
Lords above, grant me patience. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Here because you think I killed my husband. I am Esmeralda, wife of Jake, and now, alas, his widow. Poor man. We were both so young when we married. He so rich and I so... Like I told just about every legionnaire in town, I don't know any... So what happened? Some of them tittle-tattling crab chasers down the pub call me a murderous gold digger.
Starstone? I've never heard of such a thing.
Dear Jake had a mineral collection, yeah. Do you mean to imply he collected something dangerous? Something that may have gotten him into trouble? Oh, this is all too much. I feel like I'm drifting from nightmare into nightmare. Well, what do you want to know? Sicil had the biggest economy. I'm telling you, a necromancer must have been at work in Sicil. Perhaps still is. How else do you explain risen dead's...
Adamant about her innocence.
We'll need to look for evidence if we want to prove she actually did the evil deed.
My, what a strong and handsome officer you are, kind Septimus. Thank the Seven, we've secured the perimeter.
Another piece of trash.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Dearest customer, I've never seen an aura so plagued by ether. Thank Astarte, I've just the earth scroll to ground you.
Can you spare a...
Careful, comrade. I think I sense a sorcery. Dancing dugongs. You ask away, my friend. More than I'd hoped. There's Mayor Set, and on top of it all, the feline menace. You mean you don't already know, comrade? Their kind can see in the dark. It ain't natural. But what'll you do if you stumble upon a cast of enraged...
One coin or two, noble spirit? Oh, I am a happy man. I'd heard they told fire, the most thorough cleanser, was... Can you spare a coin?
So, those statues told him he'd have to renounce his earthly possessions to become a spiritual leader, did they?
Absurd. Since when is poverty a prerequisite of spirituality?
Ah, cruel fortune.
Right. I'm not...
As many bread, many cheeses.
Careful, comrade. I think I sense it. Onward! Sword to sword!
Eager imbecile we sent.
Can you spare a coin?
Attention!
Now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real
About
damage.
face!
Any real damage? Are you joking?
To the barracks! Nuts!
Come on with the dramatics. It's
Recruits!
not as bad as
That
all
was sloppier than Sicilian stew! Again!
Between the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly
Get your
soldiers are the
shining
most
recruits!
ferocious.
Sorry, sir.
Ugly'll be the least of it. The beast looks rabid.
You think that's
In that
funny,
case, you'll have
Private?
the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
Sir, no, sir.
The beast speaks. So you haven't read behind that feral ball, have you? The cryptic question crossed her lips and instantly
Those boots that embarrass a bridge crew! Get your shining recruits!
Sorry, sir.
Don't pay attention to the beast, Furious. You'll only encourage it.
Those boots that embarrass a bridge crew! Get your shining recruits!
Sorry, sir.
Come on now, I pulled her off you before
You
she
think
could
that's
do
funny,
any real
Private?
Any real damage? Are you
Sir,
joking?
no, sir.
I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
Attention!
The face, Furious.
About
She's bitten
face!
the face.
Look on the bright side.
Show the
Everyone
barracks!
knows the ugly
Nuts!
soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugli'll be the least.
Recruits! That was sloppier than
In that
Sicilian
case,
stew.
you'll have the
Again!
pleasure of putting her down yourself.
I wish for you to try it, screech woman. The beast speaks, so you've had the brain behind the feral maw, have you? The cretin's question.
No fool to embarrass a breach troll. Get to shiny recruits.
Sorry,
I think
sir.
that was an insult.
Don't pay attention to the beast.
You think that's funny, Private?
Sir, no, sir.
You don't think it's infected?
Those fools that embarrass a breach
Now,
troll.
I pulled her
Get
off
to
you before
shiny
she could do
recruits.
any
Sorry,
real
sir.
damage.
Any real damage? I'm joking.
You think that's funny, Private?
For life.
Ah, come on.
Sir,
what a
no,
dramatic.
sir.
It's not as bad as all that.
The face furious. She bit me in the face.
Look
Attention!
on the bright side. Everyone knows
About
the ugly
face!
soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugli'll be
To the barracks!
The beast
Nuts!
is rabid.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down
Recruits!
yourself.
That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
The beast speaks, so you've had the brain behind the The cretin's question crossed her lips and ached an air of aptitude.
That's it, troops.
Hey,
Train up
Cal,
while you can.
I think that was an
Next
insult.
orcish strike could
Don't
land
pay
at any
attention to the
moment.
beast furious. You'll only encourage it.
You think that's funny, Private?
Sir, no, sir.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been mauled.
Source Hunter. A sight for sore eyes, if ever there was one.
Face furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugli'll be the least of it. The beast looks rabid.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
I wish for you to try it, screech woman. The beast speaks, so you've had the brain behind the feral maw, have you? The cretin's question crossed her lips and ached an air of aptitude.
Hey, Cal, I think that was an insult.
Don't pay attention to the beast furious. You'll only encourage it.
I know you're probably knee-deep in that awful murder investigation. We've been conducting a series of expeditions into undead territory, and I'm afraid I must admit they've met with very little. Lieutenant Selenia, at your service. I'm Captain Aureus' second in command, but rest assured I am a lot more kindly inclined towards source hunters than he is.
What is all that?
The face furious.
Now, I certainly don't mind a bit of healthy competition, and that is exactly what your presence in Sicil is, Source Hunter. A gift and a blessing. Only heroes such as yourself can make it. The undead. I pity the bravest among my men. I shall be very glad to share what information I can. If ever we want to be victorious, 3 landmarks were chosen for further investigation. There's a lighthouse to the locals say. There are ancient local archaeologists. There's a church to all superstitious mumbo-jumbo. So I did. The Pact of Volunteers. The chances of survival during these sorties are only about 1 in 10, you see.
Greetings! These stores. Source Hunters here too? Well, if the Legion.
You again? Come to throw my dinner to the wind again, have you? I'm Chef...
These stores are for our Legion troops. Riverland's finest work up mighty
The
fine
cretin's
appetite
question
serving the
crossed her
southern.
lips and ached an air of aptitude.
Hey, Tull, I think that was an insult.
Don't pay attention to the beast furious. You'll only encourage it. You don't think it's infected, do you?
Sorry,
Come
sir.
on on now, I pulled her off you before.
Ice blue eyes narrow beneath a heavy brow streaked with sweat and dust.
Her brow knits together. I am Bear Daughter. I have not come here to find trouble with the Screech woman. She only startled me. And you are a source hunter. This woman here, the one who now plots her revenge. She crept behind me while I was hunting, and I only defended myself. But soon their swords were upon me, and they forced me into this cage meant for dogs. Mother would rip the fur from her chest if she could see how they keep me.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Ah, come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
The face, Virius! She bit me in the face!
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly will be the least of it.
Bear Daughter remains silent, but stands at her full height.
This woman but soon Sorry, sir.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you.
What have we here, then? A so-called source hunter, eh? I'm Captain Aureus, if you must know. Leader of the Legion in gods above! Some politician snuffs it and everyone's in an uproar. Ridiculous! I told that wizard brat of an Ahu not to bother. But he just had to send for source hunters, didn't he? Bloody magicians. They see a pigeon poop and think sorcery's afoot. Nevertheless, I want to be kept in the loop. Understand? I am in command of this town, not Mayor Cecil, not Ahu, and definitely not some hotshot source hunter. So investigate Jake's death if you feel so inclined, but report back to me the moment you discover something out of the ordinary. The scene of the crime is over at the King Crab Inn. You can tell the guard you have. Esmeralda is Jake's wife. Well, widow. Everyone in town, down to the crabs on the beach, is convinced she killed him. Now, the girl has the reputation of being a flirt. There is that. But that doesn't suffice as evidence, wouldn't you say? Or do source hunters rely on hearsay alone, perhaps? That certainly would explain some of the cock-ups you lot have made in the past. stand there and claim with a straight face your order never wrongly tortured and executed anyone? Hardly. But I won't stand for such nonsense. If you bring evidence before me, I'll evaluate it with perfect objectivity. The Legion relies on reason, see? Not idle superstition. Whom would you have the Legion arrest? The elf. What in the name of Ahu?
He wants us to kill Victoria.
It's true. He is a dangerous lunatic and needs to be...
So, he wants you to kill that savage the mayor calls his daughter, does he? Hardly seems as I suspected. Oh, if... Bravo! Figured that one out, did you? I haven't been stuck here for 2 years because we're being besieged by fluffy kittens, you know. Those brain-feasting freaks out there keep on coming. And it takes all the sword arms and all of Ahu's half-baked contraptions to keep them at bay. Keeping them at bay, that is all we do. Were that I could break their backs once and for all. Enjoying it? Are you spoiling for a fight? We are the pride of Rivellon. To be fair, I'd say they're looking for weak spots in our... Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guise of a cat. You, again. Yes? Well, have you found any incriminating evidence against her? If you must. I'd say they're looking for weak spots in our defenses. They come... Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guise of a cat, licking... We are the pride of Rivellon, to be found and to be seen everywhere. We don't hide in the dark and lurk in corners like some I could mention.
For you to try it. The beast speaks, so you have a brain behind that feral wall, have you? The cretin's question crossed her lips and aimed an air of aptitude.
Hey, no. I think that was an insult.
Don't pay attention to the beast, Furious. You'll only have You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
I've been wrong. I'll be disfigured for life.
Ah, come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
The face, Furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone
Sorry,
knows
sir.
the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Bear Daughter remains silent.
Attention! About face! To the barracks!
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Ah, come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
The face, Furious! She bit me in the face!
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Good luck out there, Hunter. Evil lurks beyond Sicil's ramparts.
Oh, for the love of Grosvenor.
Who are you? Stay! This haunted yard is terrifying enough without you scaring them. To answer your question, my papa, I suspect the eerie goings. Oh, what I'd give to see my... Oh! What is that? Phew. Thought I had a zombie. My... If I tried to say... You'll run into the entrance if you keep along this road, though I wouldn't recommend lava.
Tread lightly, will ya? And well, who we are? We agreed to inspect near the bridge just behind us. Same as what happened to one of our soldiers ingeniously applied a piece of equipment to the... I've never felt, but it was only...
Did you hear that?
It's just the wind, Blossius. Cool your boots.
Since when does the wind sound the same as a stray dog hungry for bones? My bones!
Oh, for the love of Grosvenor.
Everything we do seems to fortify your abilities.
I suppose your example has inspired me to reach heights I never before envisioned.
That inspiration...
Did you hear that?
It's just the wind, Glossius. Pull your boots.
Since when does the wind sound the same as a stray dog hungry for bones? My bones.
Oh, for the love of Grosvenor.
Did you hear that?
It's just the wind, Glossius. Pull your boots.
Since when does the wind sound the same as a stray dog hungry for bones? My bones.
Oh, for the love of Grosvenor.
Did you hear that?
It's just the wind, Glossius. Pull your boots.
Since when does the wind sound the same as a stray dog hungry for bones? My bones.
Oh, for the love of Grosvenor.
yourself! We will burn you!
Seven have mercy on your soul.
An invigorating fight that was. And what a killing blow you delivered.
Cheers. Yes, I handled myself like the best of the best, even if I do say so myself.
No need for false modesty where none...
I'm overheating here.
Death is its own deliverance!
Is its own deliverance!
Rest in peace, darling.
I'd prefer to drown my sorrows with ale.
I'm dripping.
pleased to welcome you.
Your return marks a victory, Hunter. We'll vanquish our foes yet.
I could do with a cold drink.
Stop right there. Not exactly the friendliest bloke, the captain, is he? Well,
Looking good.
Under lock and key.
Greetings, Source Hunter. I'm ready to have another.
Welcome back, Source Hunters. I've been eagerly expecting you. You found another star. Ha! Mere child's play when you know. It's happened again, my friend. And it's all connected somehow. You don't imagine that I... No, I'm sure it's nothing. But this is only speculation.
How might I serve our mission? Ask, and I shall answer, if I can.
What an impressive room.
So it is.
A
hall fit for kings.
Foredua, Leos Ral Edu, Hrahime. You. It cannot be you. But oh, how weak you have become. That it has come to. He won't believe me, the fiend. But they have come, as I prayed they would.
Wouldn't you look fine with a straw? Of course, Chief. But maybe you ought to get rid of some of your...
I've spotted something.
Who do you think that creature in there was?
I haven't the foggiest. The eerie bit is that she seems to know us.
Steady, boys, steady. We'll be leaving as soon as we're packed up.
Ah, how intolerable it is to think that all the knowledge of the world... And yet I am a tad jealous of that jabbering little jester. To know all. It is a consummation devoutly to be wished. You'll rue the day you lend your trust to anything that is demon-touched. But this... Let us learn, Hunter.
Unknown to all time, are you? I'll tell you who you are. Source hunters, members of the most esteemed order in Rivellon. Here to find out and grind out every last speck of dark magic in the realm. There, the enigma is solved. I've got the foulest of the lot on my legs. What are you? You think I'm... I just hope this fancy of yours...